Well, we have our very wonderful guest in the house, and they're going to talk and tell us about what they've been up to. I believe we have an animator here.
Yes, my name is Awori Obufemi. I'm the animator and the graphic designer for the and the video editor for the movie.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a freelance artist, so that's how I started off with. Do a little bit of everything. I draw, graphic design, photography, do a lot of, and I do 3D modeling. So I've been freelancing for about 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then I guess I had like a life transformation. You know, when I met them two, when I met Edgy and the Funja.
Okay.
Because when I met them, I was still freelancing, but I wasn't an animator at the time. I was just a graphic designer, you know, designing logos and flyers and pluggers, you know, for different people in Chicago. And so then, Funja brought this idea to me that I got a movie called the Babalawo Detective Agency. And
I like that.
I didn't know what a
That's
Babalawo was.
unique.
Yeah, it had a nice ring to it. But I didn't know what a Babalawo was at the time, so it was all very new. And then I started learning more about Ifa and about the Orishas, and then I got my name Wari, and then a lot of things just started kind of like just coming together. So, and I guess that kind of propelled me into it helped me finish the movie, and it helped me like it kind of like, you know how you work on something and then I just kind of just come to you, just kind of like just off the cuff.
Okay.
You know, this is my first time doing animation like this before.
It's your first time. Wow.
It was an anointing project for him. That's what it was. It was anointing.
Okay. Wow. So what school did you go to for art?
I went to Kenwood Academy and took graphic design there, and then I took classes at Gallery 37, which is advanced arts class, and I took 3D computer modeling there. So that's how I started learning about like making things in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that class, I was blessed because I learned more than 3D computer modeling. I learned about motion graphics, learned about how to use After Effects, Illustrator, Premiere.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
At Gallery 37?
Gallery 37.
You got to be kidding.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a graduate, I'm an alumni from Chicago State, and I have a bachelor's degree in fine art. But we didn't have an animation class.
Really, yeah, that's one of the things I want to provide, because the thing about Blender is it's a free software, you know, and but it's really tedious, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
really hard to use. Well, they got a newer version that makes it easier, but the older version was very tedious because I was exposed to it at a young age, but I never had the time to sit down and learn how to use that software to its like fullest potential. But now, you know, it was like I was almost like you know, made for this situation, made to make movies, because I always wanted to make movies, I always wanted to make cartoons.
Okay.
But this kind of like was like the first push into making animations.
Check
And so,
that out.
but
Which is the greatest.
Mm-hmm. So let's hear from the lady, the second lady in the house. You know, I'm Lady Z, and this is the second lady here. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Siajidi Obafemi, and I actually worked for Chicago Public School as a business manager for 33 years. And I actually never thought that I would be sitting here talking about a project that I helped to create and wrote, because I actually never wanted to write anything down. You know?
So you wrote the movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So me and the Babalawo Funja Obafemi about 6-7 years ago sat down and actually wrote this, and we just put it away.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day he just got up and said, it's time to do the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He said that the ancestors came to him and said, it's time to do the movie.
Okay.
And he said that the ancestors told him that, hey, don't worry about if you have any money, don't worry about if you have anything, because we didn't know any animators, or we didn't know anybody to help us to promote this and to help us to, because we knew nothing about this type of
Mm-hmm.
a career.
Mm-hmm.
And so he met Iwori.
Mm.
And he didn't know that Iwori was into his craft that he was doing. He didn't have no idea. They just by chance met. But that's what Ifa said, that they would by chance meet.
Wow.
And so, these Odus are so great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People don't believe this, but your ancestors are always looking down on you.
That's right.
And watching you through your life and what you're going through and your ups and your downs. And people say that, you can't talk to those who have transgressed or moved on.
Right.
But you can actually, you give them a voice through Ifa divination.
Yeah.
And once they give you a voice, then you're able to get connected to some problems or situations that you're going through in life. Because they actually give you an answer or give you a solution or direct you in the right direction.
Okay, so now you said Ifa divination. Could you explain to my listening audience what that is and what system that came out of?
Well, Ifa divination is a system that came from Yoruba, which is from Nigeria, West Nigeria. And so it's a system of Odus that the Babalawo we say that he goes up to heaven and brings back the information.
What is a Babalawo?
A Babalawo is a priest.
Okay, the high priest?
The high priest. They call him the mystery, the
Ancient
father of
priest.
mystery.
Okay.
And so he's an ancient priest. I'm so sorry. And they call him the father of mystery because he's able to go up and bring back the information from the deities and the ancestors. And that information comes back to him through Odus. And that's the system.
Yes.
It comes back through Odus. And once the Odus come back, they come back uniquely to the person who's getting the divination. And so it's just not random. It's directly pertaining to the person that comes and gets the divination.
It's personal
It's
and individual.
personal and individual. And what's so miraculous about the whole system is that you don't have to tell him what you're coming to him for. The information comes down to you, and it's so phenomenal, is that it's right on target every time.
Okay, so now let's get back to the movie. Have you guys had a release date yet?
We already released.
Okay, so where is it released at?
It's just released right now to the people in the neighborhoods because we didn't have people, the major contacts, because she just now became an agent. In order for you to actually be in the film, you got to actually have an agent to go up. So what we did was, after we finished the film, we started introducing it to the internet because, the time is perfect now. We're making movies through the internet.
Right. Okay, so the movie was released. When was the movie released on YouTube?
It was released like
3
July.
weeks and 8 days ago.
He said 3 weeks and 8 days ago.
It was like July the 21st, I believe it was.
Yeah,
It was
it
on
was
July the
definitely
21st.
July.
Because what we actually were doing,
You
we
gotta
were
talk to the
sending...
mics. You can't hear you.
You can?
No,
Okay.
she can't hear
So actually what we were doing, we were sending the movie out to those individuals on their phones. And so what we would do was we would give the information off the YouTube and we'll send it to your phone. If you wanted to see the movie, then we'll send that movie to your phone and you can just download it and look at it right on your telephone.
because they were paying $10.
Because we felt like people are on their telephones all the time.
Yeah, they are.
And so
Okay, so how much is the movie?
the movie is $10.
Okay, and the name of it again?
The Babalawo Detective Agency.
The Babalawo Detective Agency.
Yeah.
Okay. And how is it doing?
Well, it's doing pretty good. We had a couple of people who have purchased the movie from us via their telephone. And I also want to say that it's actually about a Babalawo who solved cases through Ifa divination.
That's too cool. Oh, wow.
I was always like real critical of any work that I do. So for it to be my first animation, I was like, just don't sugarcoat it, just let me know. But to my surprise, a lot of people were actually really like the movie, like the people that I've seen it to.
Did you see the movie?
No, I have not seen the movie
Well, I
yet.
sent you the movie.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that when we get off of here. So, listen. So now, is there going to be a part 1? I mean, a part 2, part 3, part 4, a series? I mean, how you guys going to do this?
We're going to have a part 2.
A part 2?
Yeah, it's going to be 30 minutes. And then we're actually working on part 4.
It's going to be episodes. The first movie is a pilot, and so we're introducing it to the public.
Okay.
And so we're getting them used to the idea of. We're getting them used to the.
She's fine.
We're getting them used to the idea of EFI divination, because a lot of people don't know exactly what we're talking about when we say EFI divination.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's voodoo, so you know, it's totally
of course, and they get the negative connotation that it's something negative going on, but it's nothing negative about it, because we always call on our ancestors. We've always done that as a people. Because I know for myself, before I got introduced to this way of life, because it's a way of life, I used to always call on my grandparents who had passed on. Oh Lord, can you help me this time? Can you do this for me?
Right. Mama, can you help me? Grandmama, can you, you know?
Exactly. So I did it intuitively, because it's always been a part of us. But we were so detached from it through the slavery situation. Yeah. We got detached from something that was always a part of us. And so what we're doing is we're trying to reintroduce it to people.
Okay, so let me ask you this now. As an animator, was it very difficult for you to put together this movie without really having any experience?
I don't think it was very hard for him because
actually,
the old dudes that he got, because let me get over here. Let me say this. You know, I kind of weighed situation. My name is Babalawo, and I actually knew he was coming before he even came. So I kind of knew. They said that it was an individual coming, and this individual was going to be able to do everything that we needed him to do. Now, at the time, he didn't know, because it was his first job. So quite naturally, when you approach your first job, you always approach it very cautiously. But I knew what he could do. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The ancestors had already told me that he was coming. They told me to prepare for him.
Okay.
And I have a thing that I always say to him: no matter what you do, it never surprised me, because I know what your capabilities are. And I've always been able to gauge it that way. I just knew it. And see, once he got started, he started to flow. But once he started to interact with the old dudes, it seemed like he went to another level.
Oh.
And you know, and I'm standing from a distance, because I'm more like a conductor type. So I saw all the values in him. It's like a good picture coming up. You can tell a good picture. It's a certain thing about him. It's a feeling that you get. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, but let me ask you all this. How long did it take for the three of you to actually produce the finished product?
It took a year.
It took a year.
Now, I'm
not quite.
Almost a year. I did the 3D modeling. I did part of the sound. I did the video editing, and I did the animation.
Wow.
It was just all me. But then the old dudes did help, because I needed to study EFI so that it could flow the way it needed to be. Because the thing that always fascinated me about EFI was like it reminded me of zeros and ones, because it always had the different patterns of the dark and the light, and then like the 16 mazes and how each maze is a part of the Odu, and then it's like how many Odus in total from those just zeros and ones?
256.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
major Odus.
Major Odus.
Yeah.
And there's just so much information in, zeros and ones. So that really just kind of expanded. It kind of just like really expounded my mind, because I always studied astrology, and I studied that before I studied EFI, and so I just find myself really drawn to it, because I have a personal relationship with EFI now.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good. So now, how can our listening audience and other people get a copy of this movie?
As soon as we receive $10, we just send over the private link, or if they want a DVD, burn a DVD.
Do you have a website, or how would they get in contact with you?
Yeah, we have a website. It's called EFIOpenKnowledge.org. Also, you can call this number, which is area code 312-833-9813, and we have flyers and information posted all over the city.
Okay.
And also, you can, like I said, you can call this number 312-833-98. I'm sorry, 312-833-9813, and talk to myself or either Iwori or Babalawo, and they'll direct you to how you can get in touch with us to get a copy of the movie. And also, I want to say, to piggyback on what Iwori was saying, is that this Ifa divination, the Babalawo Detective Agency was built on the Odus, and the language that's used in the animation is a language from Ifa divination.
Cool.
And so he had to match what the 3D animation was with the language of the writing that's in the movie.
Wow.
So it all went like hand in hand. So it was tedious. You know, because what we did was we had voiceovers. We had people who came in and read for the parts. And so actually what we're doing is we have another flyer out where we're going to be doing some getting some more people to come in to do some
interviews. Yeah.
Interviews.
Because we look to train people on how to use Blender for 3D modeling and animation and yeah, primarily those two, because there's a lot of people who do sound, so there's not really some not really concerned with. It's mainly just 3D modeling and animation. You know, I could train people to do that.
Yeah, that'll be a good thing for you to train young people in the community how to animate. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that was our next promotion, was to try to get into the schools and to prepare a proposal to get into the schools and start a program where we teach the students how to do the 3D animation, and also
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
It really would be. I mean, they need it because I work in CPS as a cultural art teacher, and that is not going on in the grade school level.
I know.
And the children would love it. Kids love cartoons.
Yeah, they do.
They will love it. And I just hope that you guys can get that project off the ground too. That would be awesome.
Well, everything's gonna get off the ground because the Babalawo's here.
You got to get on mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So listen, how long is the movie?
30 minutes.
Oh, it's 30 minutes. Check that out.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Okay, so in closing, guys, we're going to have to wrap this up. Let everybody know what you want to say about this movie in closing.
In closing, I just want to say you need to show up to grow up. If you really and truly think you're clever, then come see this movie.
Okay.
I just want to say that it's something new and it's different and it's groundbreaking, and it's opening up the Ori, and it's letting people know exactly where they come from.
And what is the Ori now?
And the Ori is your understanding of what your whole being is about.
Okay. Some people say it's your head.
Yes,
Well, that's what your whole
plan.
being is about. Yeah.
And what you have to say in closing, young man?
Well, I have to say this is my first movie. It's the first of many, and I'm looking to replace Disney and Pixar in DreamWorks.
I'm all for it. I might have to look you up. I got a couple of ideas too. Now I know an animator that can make an animation.
But it
Okay.
ain't so much as the animation. It's the story. Excuse me. The animation can be there, but if you ain't got the storytelling with the animation, then the animation ain't gonna go nowhere, because the key to animation is the storytelling.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. So now, are you guys going to ever try to put the movie like in a film festival or anything like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
we plan on doing everything.
Okay.
All of it.
Okay, well, listen, I want to thank you for coming down and sharing your information about the movie with my listening audience and with our studio. And just, let us know if we can do anything to help you, move it forward or whatnot.
Oh, yeah, I
Sure.
do want to say that we do take donations.
Okay, you take
Because-
donations. Okay.
Yes, because we're doing this out of our pockets.
We're
Okay.
501c.
And so we're a 501c,
Okay.
and we take donations, and we're doing everything amongst ourselves.
Okay, say your
So-
website one more time, and then we're going to go on to our station break.
It's
And how do you spell IFA?
IFA, open, OPEN, knowledge, KNOWLEDGE.
Very good. Well, I'm excited about it. So when I go home, I'm gonna watch it. You sent it to me already. I'm gonna look at it, and I'll let you know how I feel about it. So thank you guys for coming in again.
Thank you.
And
for having
much
us.
success.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Thank you.